Hi everybody, this is Rhonda, and for our teaching video I chose to do plant groups: non-vascular, non-seeding, vascular, gymnosperms, and angiosperms. I used the book's diagram to illustrate the ways that the ancestors have all touched all the way down to your non-vascular plants. So the non-vascular plants are at the bottom, and that has your moss and your hornsworts and your liverworts. And then you have your seedless vascular plants, your ferns and your horsetails. And then you have your gymnospores, which is like your pines, and they have seeds, and they pollinate, but they do not fruit or flower. And then you have your angiosperms that seed, pollinate, fruit, and flower. Non-vascular plants do not have a vascular tissue. They do not pollinate, they do not have seeds, and they do not have fruits or flowers. These are your mosses, your hornsworths, and your liverworts. First, I'm going to start with non-vascular plants. Non-vascular plants have root-like structures, leaf-like structures, but aren't roots and aren't leaves. And an example of this is moss. This is moss in Missouri currently on the side of a creek out here in the woods. Here's some more, and when you lift it up a little bit, you can see that it has things that hold down, but it's not really roots. And the vegetation, the leaves from the angiosperms, cover up the moss during the winter, so it's harder to find. I had to look really close to find the spots where the moss was growing. But these are examples of non-vascular plants right there. Seedless vascular plants have a vascular tissue. They do not pollinate, they do not have seeds, and they do not flower or have fruit. Non-seeding vascular plants. When I was out on my hike looking for plants to show as an example, I couldn't find any non-seeding vascular plants that I'm aware of. So I came back to the house and I was like, I will just show a video of my ferns. And they are non-seeding vascular plants. Gymnosperms. These are your vascular plants, so they have vascular tissue. They do have seeds, and they do pollinate, but they do not have fruits or flowers. So in our walk, I found some gymnosperms, some cedar trees. And as you can see, they're very happy. We are around the edge of this pond, and these trees are very happy here. They are right with our angiosperm trees. If you look around, we have some of them over there. But our gymnosperm trees, they seed and they pollinate, but they do not make fruit and they do not flower. Like your pine cones will make a cone. I'm not 100% sure how cedar trees seed off, but they do as well. But yes, this is an example of a gymnosperm. Angiosperms are vascular plants, so they have vascular tissue. They pollinate, they have seeds, and they have fruit and or flowers. Sometimes both. Angiosperms. These are your vascular plants that not only seed and pollinate, but also flower and or fruit. And an example of these is all these trees. They're hedge apple trees. This is their fruit. And this is one example of many of an angiosperm. Another example of an angiosperm is a coralberry bush. These bushes with these red berries, we have some that are gathered like this one. That's a pretty little gathering. That's their fruit. So they're a fruiting plant. They seed, they pollinate, and these are nice and green. They have thorns though. They're nice and green in the summertime, but currently this is how they look. These are an example of an angiosperm. Other examples may include the lilac bush that's way on the other side of the pond, my rose bushes in front of my house, and an apple tree. That would be a good example. I have one of those, and a pear tree are all examples of angiosperms. I used our textbook for my citing on all of my information. Here is the works cited and a picture of the cover. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Goodbye.